Hey you guys. Welcome back to My Crafty Life. Um if you're new here, this is the series where I go over the things I've made and I make a goal for the next week. That's pretty much what this is. So, um at the end of this video, I'm going to go over why what I completed and what I didn't complete happened the way it happened and kind of explain why I'm dropping some of my expectations. But for right now, I'm just going to get straight into what were my goals last week. Well, one of my goals last week was to finish a scarf. I didn't do it. The scarf is about a third of the way done, and I lost it. A common thing for me is losing stuff in my room. It's happened before with hats. It's now happened with the scarf. Um, Hopefully, I'll find it before next week and I'll be able to show you whatever I have done on it. The scarf is also something that I'm putting kind of at the back of my scheduled things to complete. I'm not going to worry about it. If I complete scarves, I complete them. If I don't, then I don't. Thing 2 on my list was 5 to 7 to 34, somewhere in there, hats. I was going for only the baby-sized hats, and only off of a very specific pattern that my mom actually sent me. I am not sure who originally created the pattern. Uh, Sorry. I would love to give props to whoever it is. My guess is it's probably like a Red Heart or Burnett designed pattern, but I'm not positive on that. So do not quote me on that. It just seems like a very basic pattern with a small adjustment in it. Um, Speaking of that, it is this ribbon hat. I made the bow myself. I was looking up patterns for bows, and they all seem to be worked in the round. And for some weird reason, I could not get it to look like a bow. Or I got one of them to look like a bow, but it was huge. And I was like, I don't want an oversized bow. It's a baby hat. But it's just a white baby hat with a pink bow, which is kind of big for the size of the hat, but it's the best I could do with what I had. And then I just I chained until the chain was big enough just to barely wrap around the hat. And then I just single crocheted 2 rows to fit in between this. And this is a treble. So the band in it is a separate made thing from the hat. They suggest you use ribbon. This is a baby hat. And if there's anything I don't trust children with, it's ribbons. And I don't have a great history of sewing things. So I wasn't about to do something I had to sew. I made the bow itself, which I'll explain how I made in another video. I made a piece to go over the bow, and then I wrapped that piece around the crochet that I made. And I used actually a slip stitch to seal off both the band and the thing around the bow. My history with sewing is the things I sew, they come out. And I don't want that to happen with the baby hat. So I made this one, and I made this one using that pattern. They're both white with the red ribbon and the bow on the front. And then I took this pattern and I just closed in this treble with a double and a single. A row of a double and a row of single. And I made one of these. So My goal was 5 or 7 hats. I made 3. These hats, though, I can crank out in about an hour each. Not even an hour each. The one that took me the longest was this one. My first one. Because I couldn't get a bow that worked. Could not get this bow to work. And actually, I think my first bow looks better than my second. Second one's all lopsided and stuff. I don't know. There's probably a way to make that look better, but you can tell it's a bow, which was all that really mattered. My second goal, or my third goal. My second goal was the hats. My third goal was to finish off the last 10 of no chick flick moments in my angel blanket. I was trying to think of the colorway. I think I mentioned the colorway in my last video as being Impala Dreams. And I only think I said that because I've been writing it everywhere that it was Impala Dreams. I don't even know if my lighting is going to show this. This is purples. It's purples, blues, and grays for Impala Dreams. And this is the blue I was using. They're very similar when you aren't looking at them together. When I was looking at them apart, I couldn't tell you which one was which. And I wasn't looking back at the tag. So, I think I called this one by the wrong name in the past video. But I have one more color, and I'm going to be halfway done with this. Same with this. So, one more color each for these, and I'll be halfway done. Alright, so that's the end of that part, where I tell you what I did, what I didn't do. My goal for next week. 10 rows into this. 10 more rows into whatever my next color is going to be, which is this one. This is going to be my next color in there. It is the colorway Crawley, so this will be my next one into this. This is going to go off to the side. So, next, I guess I really just want to kind of skip over from where my normal crafty life stuff ends, which is that. Me explaining the end of this, and of course I'm sticking with the same goal of 5 for the hats. At this time, I cannot think of a better idea than to just go only the size hat, 5 of these. And I'm going to count the white ones as complete without the band in them. So, if I come back next week and I have like 10 of these, but none of them have the band in it, I am counting it as complete, though I will put the band and the bow on, the band into it and the bow on it at a later date. But I'm going to count them as complete when the hat itself is done. And these are just going to be counted as complete at this stage because this is done. This is a little boy's hat. It's done. Jumping over now, I kind of wanted to talk to you about a couple of things. So if you just came here to see what my goals are for next week and what I've done this week, you can click off the video now. That's all I'm going to talk about on that. I'm going to go with the more positive thing, which is, like I mentioned, these are almost halfway done. So I've been doing a system on, like, this one is like a Sam colorway, a Demon colorway, Sam colorway, and then Crowley is another Demon. For anybody who's watching this far and hasn't seen any of my previous videos, the Angel blanket, which is this one, Nope, I had it the right way, and then I flipped it. The angel blanket, which is this one, and my demon blanket, which is this one, are blankets I'm making using the supernatural colorways that I could find. With one, yeah, with one exception being that I'm also using this red, white, and blue colorway for to stand in for an angel colorway, because my favorite angel throughout all of Supernatural is Sam Andriel. But nobody ever made a colorway based on him because he was only around for like 3 episodes. But I kind of wanted to explain where I'm going after this row, because I don't have enough of the color or enough different colors to make 8 things of color. So you got the Sam color, the demon color, the Sam color, the demon color, and I think I'm going to use... This blanket's kind of a dark blanket, so I'm probably going to use this one for my other Sam color. Real quick, this and this are the same colorway. They're just different dye lots. Just so you know. So when I'm throwing this one around, or if I show off this one in the future, this is still the Sam colorway. It's the same as this. Just a different dye lot. My thought is, though, next color, the color after that, and then, because I'm ending on a Sam, I'm probably going to go back to this when I'm done with this. And my thought is to just reverse it. So you do this, 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 and then I didn't bring one out, but I have a lot of the sparkly left because this didn't take an entire hank of this, and I actually had like 4 more of them. So I have more than enough of this to do another row of this. I don't know if I have enough of the red to do any more, but I might not even need that much. I might only need 6 instead of 8 sections, and then to just round the whole thing off in a color. I haven't decided yet. I also have a lot of this stuff, so I might just make a big section of this because it's my flip color. So instead of doing 1 row of this, I might do like 2 rows of this, or 2 sections of this in a row, and then come back to this. I haven't decided yet. But that's kind of my goal with this one. And this one, as I go through it, I don't really have a lot of... Well, I have a ton of Dean left because I had like 15 of those. Actually, I think I only bought like 5 of them. But I bought way too many of the Dean. I only bought 1 of the Castiel. Only bought 1 of this. No chick flick moments. But the no chick flick moments is a Dean, so I'll be using this one the next time I pick this blanket up. I have 2 more of these. And this one. And then I'm going into this one, which is Shotgun Shuts His K-Cole. And then I'm out for that one. So in this one's case, I don't think I'm gonna do the larger section necessarily of this unless I have a lot of this left, because I don't have multiple I didn't have multiple hanks of that color, and I'll probably end up going back, like doing this, and then skipping these and going back to the Dean to finish off the blanket. But I'm getting close. And then I want to border the angel one in the Impala Dreams at least. Although, if I have enough to border both blankets in it, that'd make me even happier. But I don't think I will. So, that's all of that stuff to do with the blankets and all my goals and everything. Um, the next thing I want to talk about is why I haven't been making my goals. Okay, so I've never made my goals. I think maybe once or twice I actually reached where I wanted to be when I wanted to be there. The goals were supposed to be slightly unrealistic. When I originally started, they were going to be unrealistic. That's why I was like 10 hats a week. As I've worked through the weeks, I've realized realistically I can make 5 hats a week, get through 10 rows of those blankets, and still have time left over to do other things. I mentioned, I think last week and probably the week before, I've been writing a lot recently because there's a notebook I want to finish in like the next 3 weeks. In fact, I actually want it done by the end of next week. I think I can make that. I think that goal is doable. I'm going to make that goal work. But that means that I'm not working on this stuff early in the morning when I get to work. I could crank out one of these in the time I wait between the time I get to work at 9 and the time I start work at 10. I can get at least one, maybe even 1.5 of these out. But I'm using that time instead for writing. I'm using my lunch breaks for writing. My 15-minute breaks are writing breaks. Because I have a goal. And as such, I kind of put the craft stuff to be at-home stuff. My department runs the best when there's 6 of us. We're not tripping over each other. We're moving quickly, on time. Everything runs smoothly when there's 6 people working in my department. We were down to 5 people. We were down 1 person. We were at 5 people 2 weeks ago. Last week, 1 person told us that they weren't coming back in. They couldn't get their car to bring them in. They just could not make it in. And 1 person came through and said they have an injury, they have a doctor's note, they cannot work back with us. That knocked us in half. And I'm not talking like it knocked us in half, but it's like 3 young people running around doing everything perfect. It knocked us in half, leaving me. My anxiety takes over. I shut down. I work slower when I shut down. Anxiety's a real big stressor right now. So I'm shutting down a lot, and I know I am. It leaves one of my friends who is doing great but has to do most of the high-low work, which means he isn't on the ground running the items to where they need to go. And it leaves an older guy who needs to take breaks and and isn't quite as fast as the rest of us, though he can lift a lot of the heavier stuff. He's not moving quite as quickly as me and my friend are. And it slowed us down a lot. My Wednesdays, I normally have 2 trucks to unload. I work on the receiving dock of the business I work at. So I get 2 trucks on Wednesdays. I get 2 trucks on Fridays. Sometimes I get 3 trucks on Fridays. I've had it before where I've had 3 trucks on Wednesdays. I'm not getting out until about 7 when I have to be done. I wake up at about 6:30, 7 o'clock. I go into work and I'm in the building at 9. I start at 10. From 10 o'clock until probably about 7:30, I'm not home. Like, I'm not home, I'm not able to do anything besides my job and take my few breaks. My what equals out to an hour amount of breaks, which I don't even normally take them all. I get home, I'm tired, I go straight to bed. That takes out 2 complete days. So, while I'm trying, I went from having 7 days a week where maybe it wasn't a full amount of work, but there'd be some work done, to 5 days a week, I'll get some work done, and 2 days a week, I'm not doing anything craft wise. So, I'm going to try this setup one more time with the 5 hats and the 10 rows. There it is. And see if I can complete it. If I get it done, even with all this stress, there's my proof that I can do it. If I can't, and next week I come back going, I got all the rows done, but I only have 3 hats to show, or I got all the rows done, but I only have 1 hat to show, I will start cutting back on what I bring, what my goals are, until my job picks back up to where it needs to be. But I wanted to let you guys know that this change might be happening. I might also be changing up my video schedule again. With the way things are going, I might set myself in the middle of those 2 days, making my videos due Thursday rather than Tuesday. We'll see how it goes. Thursday is just the only day I know for a fact I will always have off. So I might just push myself over there and see how that works. Alright. Talk to you guys next week. Bye.